Hello everyone, we're coming to you today from the beautiful Robert J. Surtees Center, which is the athletic complex and home of the physical education program here at Nipissing University, a building that we're very proud of. When you look around at this building, you see a land of opportunity, wide open spaces, recreational opportunities, sporting opportunities, and educational and academic opportunities throughout the entire building. What don't you see? You would expect with our 6,000 students, some of them who course through these hallways, that they would all experience this building the same. Same gymnasiums, same locker rooms, same fitness center, same weight rooms, but in fact they don't. Students experience these spaces differently, and often because of their skin color. And I'm talking about the issue of race as it exists at Canadian institutions. What most Canadians don't realize is that slavery is a part of our national history. So is racism, so is discrimination. And so every student who walks through these hallways isn't treated the same. Perhaps they're called names, perhaps there are microaggressions, perhaps there are assumptions made, perhaps there is outright discrimination and racism. We're very fortunate here at Nipissing University because many students, scholars, staff members, and members of the community who come to our campus have been fighting against racism and racist discrimination for their whole lives. And we're about to meet one of those important groups. Taijon, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Very good, thank you. Everyone, this is Taijon Graham, who's currently a student and a basketball player at Nipissing University. Tell us about Nipissing. What did you find when you arrived here?
Well, when I first came to Nipissing, the biggest thing I really enjoyed was the small rooms, the small classes. You know, there's not a lot of students that have to be with the teacher. It's really good to have an intimate relationship with the teacher, so that's the one thing I really enjoyed.
So you're not just a student, you're not just a basketball player, but you're an advocate for social justice. Tell me about the very important organization that you were a co-founder of.
Well, last year I co-founded NUBASE, so NUBASE stands for Nipissing University Black Association for Student Expression. And that's really a group just to give a platform for Black students to express themselves, specifically through equity, diversity, and inclusion. We also offer an opportunity for allyship where people who do not identify as a marginalized community can be involved in the stuff that we try to do.
I understand you also go out and visit the high schools.
Yes, so last semester we did our inaugural mentorship program with Algonquin Secondary School. Went very well. We're doing that right now, finishing it up this week. We got a lot of schools involved. We're also doing a t-shirt design contest. So getting a lot of people involved, trying to get some different designs on a t-shirt, just trying to find different ways that people can get involved in Black History Month.
So why do you think it's important that an individual such as you, who excels in the classroom, who does so well on the basketball court, why is it important for you to be out in the school system?
I think it's really important to be involved in the school system because especially in a small community like this, there's a lot of people that look up to us athletes. And that was the biggest thing that really got me involved because I really saw how the impact that we can have as student athletes, especially coming from big cities like Toronto and coming here where really the main focus is Nipissing University, being able to be out there in front of classes, being able to show my face and people can meet me and see that I'm impressionable is really going to help other people to try to get involved and inspire them to hopefully do the same thing that I try to do when they come to Nipissing one day.
So congratulations on your success with the NUBASE organization. Now it's got a very important event coming up having directly to do with anti-racism on our university campuses. Tell us about that.
Absolutely. So Shoot for Change is a game that I came up with about a year ago. I was really inspired by all the NBA players that really used their platform in the NBA bubble back in 2020. So I've seen how Shoot for the Cure happened back in 2020 for women's basketball for breast cancer. I knew I wanted to resemble the same thing. I specifically wanted to cater towards anti-racism promotion and especially use the opportunity to get proceeds for grants. Because looking at Nipissing University, there really isn't that financial opportunity for BIPOC students to get grants. So what better way to, as a student athlete, to use our platform to start grants at Nipissing University. So within that, there's a lot of fundraisers. For instance, we're doing a 50-50 draw, trying to get some local business to get some items that people can win at a draw. Or we also have the t-shirts that we have for $15. Now this is a t-shirt that I designed about a year ago, and I really wanted to resemble what the game means. Not just shooting for change, but also all the stuff that encompasses it with the acronym CHANGE.
That's terrific. So we've got a basketball game going on. It's going to raise awareness about racism, and also it's going to raise money for BIPOC scholarships so we can bring more students to the university campus. And as you look at the t-shirt over here, it's about community, it's about making change in the community, and it's hope, because we absolutely have to have hope, and most importantly, it's about anti-racism. And it's working that anti-racism message throughout the community through networking, and it's about educating yourselves about racism and making a stop. It's about guidance and, of course, for all of us, it's about equity. Thank you very much, Taijon. It was a pleasure to talk to you, and I want to wish you all the best for NUBASE. It's a wonderful organization that will have a long-standing status at Nipissing University, and best of luck on the Shoot for Change game.
Thank you so much. Remember, Shoot for Change, Friday, March 11th, 5 p.m. women's game, 8 p.m. men's game.
On March 11th, 2022, Ontario Tech University will be visiting Nipissing and our Lakers here in North Bay, Ontario for the Shoot for Change game. Let me introduce Dr. Stephen Murphy, President of Ontario Tech University.
Racism is a problem that we all have to encounter and deal with every day. As we know, it's important to call it out, but just calling it out doesn't talk about the insidious nature that a lot of racism takes. Sometimes it's those slight gestures that you're not quite sure of. Sometimes it's the words that are whispered. Sometimes it's overt. Whatever the case may be, the greatest thing that we can do when we see racism, when we hear racism at play, is to be able to call it out, is to call other people out and ask them why it's acceptable in their environment, because it's not acceptable in any. So I'm really proud of our varsity athletes, our men and women's basketball teams, for taking a real stand against racism. It's time to end it in every form, in every forum, and certainly sports have played a leading role in taking leadership around ending racism. I'm proud of our teams and I stand with them.
Use the game to make the change. Shoot for change. This is your Nipissing University.